Good morning. Good morning. Here is the front page of the New York Times this morning. I shall be reading it so that you don't have to. That's the usual format. So today, the New York Times leads off the week with a particularly well-timed story about Pete Hegseth, the Defense Secretary. You'll remember that he had earlier been found to have leaked war plans in a Signal chat to a group that included some of his colleagues and a journalist from The Atlantic. It now has emerged somewhat strangely that he did it to another group that included his wife, his brother, and a various other number of people. The timing of the news is deliberate. It evidently was leaked, I think, probably by one of the people Hegseth fired last week for leaking information. Never fire a leaker, because they evidently keep a load of stuff back that they can leak after you fire them. And I think that's what's happened. There was a really interesting column in Politico's magazine last week by a former Pentagon official who describes the situation at the Pentagon as Michigos, which, for those of you who don't know Yiddish, means craziness. There are some other Yiddish words that I think probably better sum up what's gone on at the Pentagon since Pete Hegseth arrived. And you can read them in my newsletter this morning if you read the written version. But the point here is Hegseth is losing friends in his own department because of his serial mismanagement. And those people are willing to turn on him and go to the press. The Trump administration has been defensive. They've said that the New York Times and the legacy media, they love that statement, legacy media. That's another word for established papers of record that hold the government to account. The legacy media are just trying to rewrite the same story they already had. That's not what's happening. The original story said that Hegseth had leaked this to a journalist in one Signal group. The news story says he leaked it to friends and family in a second Signal group that he didn't currently report. The Trump administration has maintained that no classified information was leaked in either chat, but it's evident, and if you speak to any kind of expert, that this included stuff that would have put military people at risk. So it was classified information. There's a kind of review going on by someone in the military of whether or not it was classified. I assume they're hoping that review will take longer than the time for the story to go away. But the thing is, the way the news cycle works, you leak this on a Sunday night, or you talk to the journalist and you time it for a Sunday night. It comes on the New York Times front page Monday morning. The news cycle has 4 or 5 days to ramp up. And during that time, you really test the waters to see whether the person has the support they need to stay in office. This morning, Trump's press secretary has told the press that Mr. Hegseth has confidence of the president, that the president has confidence in him. It's not full confidence. It's not, uninterrupted confidence. It's not complete confidence. It's just confidence. Now, I have confidence in my plumber, but that doesn't mean I'm not worried occasionally that my shower is going to leak. I suspect that if the story does continue to ramp up over the next 3 days, Hegseth will have to resign probably on Thursday to avoid becoming a distraction. So Trump doesn't have to be seen to fire him. Hegseth can choose to go on his own accord. You'd expect him to, but then again, he's a violent drunk. And so it's possible he won't read the writing on the wall. Poor chap. Meanwhile, our troops' lives are being put at risk, say the Democrats. I mean, it's good that the Democrats are saying the things you'd expect them to say in a situation like this, although I'm also pleased that the Trump administration hasn't chosen to move things on like they did last time by issuing another round of tariffs or doing something else suicidal for the country. The Pope died this morning, and that could well be the thing that prevents this story from taking Hegseth's job. Who knows? Although J.D. Vance was the last person to meet with the Pope a day ago, and you do wonder if he might have slipped him a funny cup of tea, maybe from his mates in Russia. But yeah, Pete Hegseth, we hardly knew you. It's only April. You'd think you'd last more than 6 months in office, wouldn't you? Thank you for letting me read the newspaper so that you don't have to. Also, it's really nice to see the Golden State Warriors win against the Houston Rockets last night, wasn't it? I'm sure we can all agree that was really great news. Have a good day. Have a good week. I'll be here every weekday morning reading the newspaper so that you don't have to. If you'd like me to read it for you on the weekend, you can just get the written version, which is linked on my LinkedIn profile. Thanks very much again for letting me read the newspaper so that you don't have to. Have a great day and a great week.